there, friends. Welcome back to my office. Today I am joined once again by my husband, Mr. Saga.
We're coming to you because we were tagged by Austin's Aromas here on YouTube to participate in this tag video about a challenge of one designer, one niche for each season.
And it made me actually think about the versatility of my collection. You know, what do I value most? That's Frank crying.
Frank's a cat.
That's good to specify.
Hi. Don't wag your tail now. You've interrupted the whole video. These kind of challenges, we've talked about this where for whatever reason, and although this is kind of like a fun thing, it seems to be more the masculine side of FragCom that's obsessed with like, one, bro. You got one the rest of your life.
The hypothetical games, yes.
Which one is it? Which one's the one for life?
For me, being someone that watches content in both the men's and women's side of FragCom, it's fun to see those differences. Yeah, I'd say the last time I had a signature scent was when I was wearing that Kat Von D fragrance all the time.
The last time I had a signature scent was in high school. It's still so funny to me to think in retrospect, as a freshman in high school, I was wearing Burberry for Men. I'm 35 as of yesterday when we were filming this, so I graduated in high school in 2008. So wasn't up with the most current of trends by rocking Burberry, but I believe that's kind of one of those timeless ones. But it is kind of funny to think as a 14-year-old walking around Burberry for Men. Still love that fragrance.
I was wearing Bath & Body Works back then.
Yeah.
As were many of my peers. Let's begin with the challenge. We're going to begin with our own category, and that is honorable mentions. These are perfumes that we both love, very near and dear to our hearts, but just did not make the cut for whatever reason. Mine is one that I could see myself wearing year-round, but specifically wearing every single day for a full season, I think I would get real tired of it. More of a special occasion, mood booster type of fragrance for me, and it is my best friend's signature scent, so that's another reason why I wouldn't want to wear it every day. It's kind of her thing. But that is Burberry Goddess. This is a lavender and vanilla, lovely, lovely fragrance.
For mine, I kind of looked at the idea of an honorable mention as this is something that I feel like, as I kind of alluded to in the introduction, sort of making the joke about like, you can only have one bro for forever. It would probably be this scent, and some people, most likely a lot of you could agree with this possibly being your kind of your one and done. And I looked at it as mainly as every season, every occasion. This is one, if I looked at it in my collection, this would be a signature scent that I could see myself wearing as that, and that would be Mancera's Cedrat Boisé. I think this is a fragrance that you can wear the entire year. It's going to perform great for you, and it's going to work in all settings, and it's literally just dialing in the sprays in regards to when it's appropriate. So I think that would be one. If I had to pick one, that would be the one now. So when are you going to wear that one?
I'm not going to wear this. I just like smelling it on you.
Oh, well, yeah. I don't know. I think you could wear that.
I think I could too. I think if I was a more like generally masculine leading person, then I would totally wear this like all the time. I typically day to day prefer to wear the more super feminine girly girl scents. Mm-hmm. This one is so pretty though, I think. I still remember that time when you were spraying it in the living room and I'm across the other side of the house, and I think my office door was closed and I could still smell it projecting across the house.
Oh yeah. And remember, because it's got a magnetic cap, that means that it's a weak batch, because it's not the old twist cap. So just because she could smell it across the house, the neighbors would smell a twist off cap one. Oh, Fragcom, you so silly.
That's the truth. All right, let's begin with the challenge. Let's start with our spring designer choices. For my spring designer fragrance, I chose Chanel No. 5, and this is the Eau Premiere. This is a lighter and more modern interpretation of the original Chanel No. 5 Eau de Parfum. And this is one that I typically use for after shower, after bath. Just lovely, refreshing, freshy, sparkly aldehyde fragrance. I couldn't see myself going a whole year without it. And when I think of like what season this would most suit, I think spring, with it like just the bright, fresh florals. So this was my choice. It was so difficult to narrow down just 4 designer fragrances. I'm a big designer fragrance lover.
Yeah, aldehydes just scream spring to me, and floral and aldehydes, and then you'll see that in my more so my niche pick. Yeah, that's a great one.
How cute is this bottle? I just love the little 30 mils from Chanel.
And for my spring pick, again, it's one of those things where we talked about this, where a bunch of these picks, they're good for a lot of seasons. So as I alluded to earlier, the idea of Burberry for Men being my signature scent, I think Mont Blanc Legend Blue, you can definitely have that sort of same DNA as you have in things like Platinum Egoist, those kind of more masculine, a little bit old school. This is a little bit sweeter than the two mentioned. It's got a great mint note, bright lavender, clean, and a musky dry down. And I think it does really well in spring. Could rock it in the summer. I've rocked it in the fall, and honestly, when it starts warming up a little bit more, even in the winter, I could see myself wearing it. Great office scent.
Yeah, that's one I've noticed you wearing to work quite often.
Yeah, and I think that's sort of the idea, as we were kind of talking about, is versatility as
Absolutely.
one of the main things. If you're only going to have 2 things, it needs to be something that I can see myself wearing to work. Where I work, it's a little bit different. I say office fragrance, but I'm a teacher. So I kind of can get away with wearing some things, and you might see some things that you're like, you're wearing that to work?
A little more creative.
Yeah. The kids aren't going to narc on HR to me. They think it's fun. They enjoy the idea of me.
Because the kids are into fragrances nowadays, so that's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I will say one time I had a student, I was wearing this, and they're like, "Are you wearing YSL?" Close. No. But yeah, I think that's a great one.
But yeah, the versatility and wearability was really something that I was thinking of a lot. Because that was something that Austin specifically mentioned in his tag video.
Yes.
And so I was really trying to think, like, what are perfumes that, let's say, if this was my entire wardrobe, you know, down to these 8, would I be satisfied? Would I be happy? Would I be comfortable? And would I feel like my best self in whatever range of situations I see myself in? And so because of that, I think this is actually a really like thoughtful and cool challenge.
It's an artistic representation where collectors, we like the hobby, we're interested in the art form, but also at the same time, like, there has to be a practical application for it, which is always kind of fun. With art, it's one of those things where I think that's also what kind of draws me to fragrance and things of that nature, where it's this sort of, there's a utility to fragrance, but also fragrance is special and has that capability to kind of boost your mood, create scent memories and all that. So it's a fun exercise in that sense. What one designer cola would you have and one niche cola?
Designer cola and niche cola? I don't drink any niche colas.
Cheerwine.
Cheerwine is really good.
Mm.
I don't know, like, is that, like, just a regional, like, in the South thing?
It's a southern thing, but I think if you can get your hands on it, it's good. If you like spiced cherry soda. So if you like Dr. Pepper, it's like kind of adjacent.
That's why we go to the Tractor Supply store.
Mm-hmm. To buy soda, that's really it.
They got big dog bones, too.
Niche for spring?
Yeah, so... my niche choice for spring is Rose 01 by Swiss Arabian. And this is a brand from the UAE. This fragrance is quite similar to Delina by Parfums de Marly. And to me, it's a little bit more peppery. Strong cap.
Mm.
And it's a solid bottle. It's a nice bottle. And this one, the rose isn't as like green or fresh to me as the original Delina. But I just love it. To me, it just feels like spring, and it's I don't know, it's just a scent profile that feels very me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's not as like heavy as Delina Exclusive or something.
Totally. I think Delina Exclusive in the spring would be a bit cloying to me. This one's just right.
My niche pick for spring is from a house that I am a big fan of. This is actually a new acquisition for me, got it in the winter, but I've already worn it a bit around the house, just kind of hanging out, and I think that it's going to be one that I find myself reaching for quite often in spring. It's 1804 from Histoires de Parfum, and possibly, I think, one of the best 50 ml bottle designs ever, because you see this is actually what their 50 mls look like. So if you, the 100s are a full bottle, but this is what their 50s look like. This is a house I'm a big fan of. One of the other ones, 1899 Hemingway, is a great kind of spicy, vanillic. There's a bit of iris in it. Some people kind of call it niche spice bomb. That one's great for kind of fall, winter. This is a pineapple-y, white floral, musky kind of fragrance. It smells like spring to me. It is juicy kind of pineapple that sits around for quite some time. You got jasmine, I believe there's orange blossom in there.
I think there's tiare flower too.
There's
right?
tiare flower, the kind of big floppy white flower.
That does not make it sound enticing. Big floppy white flower.
Like you're bouncing around on one.
It's a tropical flower.
What about it? That's what they are. They're big floppy white flowers. Juicy, meaty white flower.
Okay, I'm done.
This is going in you.
Oh, I have to keep that in the video?
Anyway. The one thing I will say, well, I guess more than one thing. Two things. One, if you don't like pineapple, stay away. Because it is there and it is very present throughout, even going into the dry down,
Totally.
It's still around.
Mm-hmm.
I guess three things. Scratchy orange blossom, if that's something you're not a fan of, it does get that a little bit. I will say it has that kind of scratchy orange blossom feeling. I personally like that a little bit. And then finally, 1804 is marketed as a feminine fragrance, but it's, if you're cool with white florals, pineapple, white florals dries into a ambery, musky patchouli. I don't really get much of the amber note that they refer to. It's musky patchouli. So, but that's a great one, I think, for spring.
That one's totally unisex in my opinion, and if you are into the beachy, tropical, white floral type fragrances, and if you love pineapple, I love the scent of pineapple, especially on him. I hate the scent of pineapple on myself, so this is not one that I would wear personally, but I love smelling it on you. My choice for summer is a bit questionable. but I can explain. I have an explanation.
You have a brand identity to uphold. That's part of it.
Can I help you?
I'm just trying to help you out.
Okay, so my choice for a designer summer fragrance is Alien by Mugler. This is a jasmine sambac, amber, and cashmere wood fragrance. It is marketed as a feminine fragrance, but I believe that it is unisex if you're into white florals. I live in Texas. I work from home and I live in an air-conditioned house. This is my year-round go-to favorite fragrance of all time. It is not going to be on my list. It works for me in summer better than most of my other fragrances. Like, other than my freshies, this is my most versatile fragrance, so it is going into the summer designer spot. If I apply it lightly, like, 2 small sprays on the neck, 2 small sprays, like 1 here, 1 here. So 4 total, very, very, very conservative. It wears well in the heat, in the Texas heat, as long as I don't stay out too long. And I find that the wood notes actually kind of radiate off my skin, this very ambery, soft wood. And I like that feeling. I like how it reacts to my personal body chemistry in the high heat. So for that reason, and just because I had to put it somewhere, I've chosen Alien for my summer designer fragrance.
We don't really go to the beach. That's kind of the thing. Our summers are,
Going to concerts.
Yeah.
Going to bars.
Indoors.
Museum.
Mm-hmm. Because you can tell by looking at us, beach is where we live.
We actually live 5 minutes from a lake.
It's nice to look at.
Very pretty.
I think that for me personally, and again, I'm still, summer, I'm still working and looking for things that kind of are versatile, but definitely start to get that, get towards like the end of a school year. And this is something that I also will wear throughout kind of the summer. And I actually picked this one up around August. And that is Paco Rabanne's Invictus Parfum, which you can kind of see. Actually, we were just talking about this. If you can see yeah, that's definitely coming across.
Yeah, that liquid level.
You can definitely see it. You can't see it. It's like, I'd probably say I'm hitting close to half the bottle gone.
We'll see once I process the video. We'll see if that shows up on camera, but it's about halfway now.
Yeah.
And he got this in, I think, maybe
end of August. Yeah, it was the end of August.
Beginning of the school year.
This is a new release. I've kind of realized
that's impressive.
But this, Invictus Parfum, this I think is, in my estimation, probably, because I like Invictus Parfum and Invictus Victory Elixir are my 2 favorites from the Invictus line, and also probably from Rabanne in general. But Invictus Parfum, what you're looking at, if you're not really familiar with this particular fragrance, you've got this lovely aquatic, soapy, clean. There's a black soap accord that they list. And it's a luxurious kind of experience. Shower jelly in the sense of that it smells like something you could see in a shower gel fragrance. But it's bright, uplifting, but also has really good performance and kind of staying power. This is something that you could spray 3 to 4 times and be more than set. It's one of my favorite kind of summer fragrances. There was that time in Sephora where I convinced a guy to get this instead of Invictus, the original.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I referenced that incident in one of my first videos, actually.
Yeah. We were at a Sephora hanging out, smelling some stuff, and there were a couple of guys that were sniffing things and talking about it, and they were really focusing on just the regular Invictus, and I said, I have this one, why don't you give it a shot? And he bought the bottle after smelling it. So if you've been hesitant on Invictus because you have this sort of preconceived notion about what it's like, I think giving that one a shot, you'll find that it is a nice experience.
And for me, I'll just say, from a woman's perspective, someone who likes sweet designers and likes to smell sweet designers on other people, I love this line. I love this one. I love Invictus Victory Elixir. I don't think this one is too sweet, though. It's not nearly as sweet as Invictus Victory Elixir, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. It's not.
No, it's lovely, though.
It's sweet, though. It's not vanillic sweet, but there is a sweetness there.
I've worn this one before. I like it.
Yeah, this is a good one.
So next is niche for summer. Jeez, I hate this bottle so much.
Did you keep that in the video?
I hate this bottle. I really do. This is the stupidest bottle.
Well, don't pick it up by the cap.
Okay.
I hate this bottle so much. Let me talk about my favorite summer.
I hate this bottle so much. Let me talk about my favorite summer, not even a niche fragrance.
Well, the thing is, I was about to say that when you were talking about like sweet designers, I was about to say this is a basic bitch house, and I wasn't referencing that Rabanne is a basic bitch house. The house that we're in, is a basic bitch house. We like us some basic bitch scents.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing to be ashamed of.
Well, I'm hoping, like my hope was kind of how Austin talked about how there was some struggles. I could detect Austin with the designer choices. And so the hope is that maybe we can kind of direct you in some way to expand the designer reach a bit.
So on that note, instead of a niche fragrance for my summer pick, I have chosen a celebrity fragrance. However, this was designed by a very well-known perfumer who works for niche brands, including Zaharoff. And that perfumer is Claude Deer. This fragrance is one that he designed in the early 2000s for Kim Kardashian, and it is Kim K Pure Honey. Yep, this is my choice for the summer. It is newer to my collection, but you can see that it's got quite a bit of a dent. This is a big bottle, I think maybe 3.4 ounces. I hate the bottle design. This is really hard for me to hold in my hand. The cap slips off very easily. Granted,
You're really selling it.
I paid $13 for it though, and it smells high-end to me. It smells delicious. It smells like perfumes from my childhood that fancy ladies wore.
Mm-hmm.
And it's something that I could wear, on a daily basis in the summer. It's not cloyingly sweet. It's just a nice, classy white floral with honey. So yeah, next time I buy this, when I get a backup bottle, I'm going to purchase the 1 ounce or 1.7 ounce, whichever version is smaller than this, because I really, really dislike this bottle.
Is it that bad?
Yes. And it's hard to spray from too. With my hands at least. But it smells so pretty.
It does. And you might say to yourself, you're like, how is honey a summer thing? It's, there's a honey, it's backed up by florals, right? Like that's kind of the thing.
It's got freesia and some other white florals in it.
A lot of freshness with the florals, and the honey is definitely adding more so a sweetness than you get in other fragrances where honey's kind of a featured note.
Yeah. I love this one.
Yeah, the bottle is kind of annoying.
Right?
Looks cool.
It looks cool though. Like it's cool, geometric. It's got the little B and the little Kim K. Like I think that's super cute. But
it looks like a decanter, like for kind of.
Yeah, it does remind me of some other classic perfume bottles from the past as well.
For my summer fragrance choice for the niche category, a bottle that's a lot easier to hold. We have Mancera's Aqua Wood. This one, it's basically the sort of Mancera fresh blue fragrance to me. Now, what I will say is it is more dense than things like your French Rivieras, your Soleil d'Italie, those kind of ones, which are definitely evoke much more of a beachy sort of vibe to me. This one does as well. I get the pear quite a bit. There's a rose in here, but the blending on this particular fragrance is so good. It's definitely not one of those ones where if you hear rose and you immediately go like, I don't want to smell like rose. I don't get a rose note that's super prominent in any capacity. This is one of my go-tos in the summer. Again, also, this is one I could wear could wear in spring. You could also wear it in the fall. Heck, it's a Mancera. It's got the density to work in the winter if you were looking for something like that. This would be one of those good ones where if you're in a place that's cold most of the year and you're looking to kind of put yourself in a beachy mood, this one could be in a beachy mood that you would then find yourself still being able to wear in the winter. It's one of those ones where people have already started talking, going like, oh man, miss the freshies, which is funny because, you know,
That's so funny. That seems to be a trend right now on like YouTube, especially in the circles that, you know, people that we like to watch. That's too funny.
Yeah, we still got some winter left. We're gonna hold on to it.
Yes, but in many regards, I am dreaming of warmer days. That Aqua Wood, now that I have actually smelled French Riviera, I agree with what you've said. It's kind of denser, and I think that one does. It's more you. It's more you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a blue fragrance to me, but it's a blue fragrance that I think walks the line of being there. There's no notes that indicate it being kind of like tropical and beachy, but I get that vibe. There's the blending's just really great on it. That's the main thing. How many fragrances is that on me now?
Today, oh my gosh, we went to Neiman Marcus today. And then we also went to Sephora after that.
With that spray, that's what I had in the morning, which we'll get to later because it's in this video. Pasha Parfum, which I bought for my birthday at Neiman's. Fantastic experience over there. So I ended up just picking up a bottle of Pasha Parfum. And then I have Apex on this hand and Boss Bottled Absolute.
There's something on your other forearm,
Night Vision,
right?
Spice Bomb Night Vision Eau de Parfum, and then Spice Bomb Infrared Parfum. It's late. It's fine.
Today I wore... What did I wear?
No, it's still there.
Yeah, today I wore Sensual Instinct. He chose my fragrance for his birthday because I chose his for my birthday. He wore Alien on my birthday. So I wore Sensual Instinct to his birthday brunch. And then later in the day, I freshened up and added some, that new Care. Yeah, Care Felicity, which is a dupe of Kaoli Wedding Silk Santal. I'm really liking that, if you can't tell.
And Sensual Instinct is similar to Baccarat Rouge, but with rose, a lot of rose, and oak moss on the dry down. It's awesome.
Rose and praline and oak moss, super pretty.
But yeah, Baccarat Rouge adjacent. I told you this is a basic bitch house.
What can I say? Mm-hmm. All right, let's move on to fall designers. My fall designer choice is something that is very well loved. I've spoken about it many times on the channel, and that is Mon Guerlain by Guerlain. This bottle is almost empty. We're about getting ready to open up the backup bottle. This is a lavender and vanilla fragrance with the signature Guerlain flavor to it. I absolutely love it. something that I could wear year round, something I could see myself wearing any time of year, any situation. It makes me feel confident. Makes me feel confident at work. It makes me feel good when I'm like visiting people. Nice fragrance to wear when you're gonna give someone a hug. I don't know, just something very cozy. It makes me feel happy. So I chose it for fall because I think that it would be a bit too sweet in the summertime. And I think in the cold weather, it might get a bit lost. I want to wear something a bit stronger in the cold weather. So yeah, that's why I chose Mon Guerlain for my fall designer.
And you have the intense version?
Yes.
Yeah, it's the intense
The intense did not make it onto this this challenge, but I do own both the regular and the intense. The intense is more intense. There's a lot more lavender, and the vanilla is like stronger and like almost a bit smoky to me.
That one's better for the winter.
Yeah, I think that one it just kind of cuts through the cold a bit better. But this one, again, great choice for fall or any time of year.
So for fall, my designer pick is one that the consideration was versatility, but also something that I just really like. There's no other way to describe it. I love this kind of profile. It's kind of an amalgamation of a few things, but you've probably heard of it. Tumi's 19 Degree. Probably my favorite bottle from Tumi, just because if you're familiar with Tumi as a brand, this is what their luggage looks like, which kind of brings up happy memories for me because my parents have Tumi luggage. So when I see something like this, it reminds me of vacations. So it's kind of funny. But if you're unfamiliar with this profile, a lot of people hearken it to basically kind of a mashup of Tom Ford's thing. That's a thing.
Which one?
No, I'm blanking. Tuscan leather.
Okay.
Because there's raspberry and leather. So if you get raspberry and leather, it's Tuscan leather. But then it kind of comes also with a little bit more of a Aventus-like feel, because there's a birch smokiness, some oak moss. You gotta unlock it.
I like that. Ooh. Oh. And it's red at the top. How pretty.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, raspberry, jammy kind of raspberry at the top there, and then the dry down is really pleasant. It's very masculine, and it's versatile in the sense that that can be something that you wear to work if you have other functions that you have to deal with when you're in the evening. Just respray. Great longevity. Smells lovely. Definitely also it's different than other designer fragrances that are kind of around. That's something that I really enjoyed with it as well, is that it's not your Sauvage profile. It's not anything like that. And then, yeah, it again, like, it walks the line of kind of like a Creed Aventus with the DNA, but it's different. That's
it really is totally different. And the raspberry, I love raspberry as a note in perfume. He does as well. And this is just, a raspberry done right, and a masculine raspberry at that. So I love when he wears this one. My choice for a niche fall perfume is Delina Exclusive by Parfums de Marly. This is one of my favorite fragrances of all time. One of those fragrances where the first time I tried it, I was not ready for it. It overwhelmed me, it confused me, I just did not feel ready for it. But my husband got me this for our anniversary last year, and it is a very, very treasured part of my collection. Beautiful rose lychee fragrance with like vanilla and cashmere in the base. It's just so like velvety. 10 out of 10 pretty lady.
Yeah, it's just so, if you could like envision a rose, like milky rose cream, basically, it's kind of what you get from it. It's so delightful, and on skin, the dry down is also fantastic. It's so warm and inviting, and I don't think necessarily, like, I don't envision a lot of the things that I smell personally as like sexy in my collection. This, though, is sexy to me. This is a sexy fragrance, but also somehow classy.
Totally, absolutely. It makes me feel beautiful when I wear it, and that's just it when it comes down to it. It is a beautiful perfume. It makes me feel beautiful. It makes me feel good.
It's like a garter belt.
I don't know about that, but
Classy and sexy.
yeah, I guess.
If you like Bridgerton, this is what the ladies smell like in Bridgerton.
I could see that.
Yeah. But not dated in that sense.
No, definitely not dated. If you don't like jammy roses, you wouldn't like this, but so good. Okay.
And although it's in a pink bottle, I think I wouldn't say it's unisex. It definitely leans feminine. It's very much a feminine thing, but like I could, especially in the dry down, it's something that a man can wear without, or a more masculine presenting person could wear without any sort of issue.
Yeah, I think if you're a guy that likes rose most of all, and if you like fruity fragrances, especially lychee, I mean, it's top of the line rose lychee. You know, that's what this is known for.
If you're more masculine leaning and you like rose, just wait for my niche pick for the fall.
And after all, Delina, the original flanker of this, Snoop Dogg wears it, so
my fall niche pick is also a rose fragrance. And that is my favorite rose fragrance that finally got a full bottle of Zaharoff's Signature Rosé, soon to be renamed to Rose. I forgot what the new name is, the new naming convention, but the fragrance is staying the same. They're just renaming it. This fragrance, if you are afraid of rose, my recommendation would be to stop being afraid of rose. And the first step is to get a sample of this, which is what I did, because I wasn't sure if I was going to be kind of a person that likes rose. This was something that I got this was also for my birthday, but it was earlier in the month is when I decided to purchase it. I've worn it over a half a dozen times, which is quite a bit for the amount of fragrances I have. But it's immaculate. There's ones where it's like, is it rose for people that are afraid of rose? I think it does a great job in that. But it is a rose fragrance. There's no way around it. It's not like how the Aqua would, where there's a rose note in there, but you can't necessarily detect it because the blending. Rose is prominent. Rose is prominent, but there's so many other wonderful things that are kind of grounding that rose, where it's got, especially in the dry down, this warm kind of amberiness. The Laotian oud, I believe, is what is being used. So it's not funky oud. It's definitely more dry kind of wood.
Almost smoky.
There is a smokiness to it as well that kind of is a little bit more. There's incense, I believe, as well in it. So that kind of would also play into that. It's incredible. It's one, too, that you can wear really whenever. Like, I'm going to wear this in the summer. And this is also kind of in the sense of when we're talking about practicality of fragrances. That one is practical. I've worn it to work. I would have no problem wearing that. Classy night out, date night.
Wear to a wedding as a guest. Like,
wedding,
this is something, it's
holidays, it doesn't
versatile.
matter. It's, and which is funny because I think a lot of people would say rose as a versatile fragrance for a man. Kind of seems odd, but
it should be, though. It should be.
Yeah, no, this stuff, when I wear it, yeah, I wore it today. This is what I wore today for my birthday. So
work for his birthday brunch. Yeah. I love the smell of this. It had, firsthand, I can say it had an incredible sillage as he was walking, indoors and outdoors as the wind was blowing, like several feet away from him. Like, it was pretty impressive, even several hours after he sprayed it. I love the scent of it on you. I love smelling it on you. I love how it smells on my skin as well, as a rose fragrance lover. You had mentioned it's a good rose fragrance for someone who might not be super crazy about rose yet. You haven't fell in love with it yet. But I would also argue that it's a great rose fragrance for rose lovers.
Yeah. I mean, I love rose, so that's
beautiful.
Why I wore this. But yeah, no. Awesome. It's a masterpiece. This is another Claudier perfume. So
wonderful perfumer. I hope to have many more perfumes created by him over the years in my collection. Up next is our winter choices for designer. I had to have some type of Black Opium fragrance in this list. I couldn't go a full year without it. It's a signature DNA of mine. I have to have some type of flanker. The one I've chosen for winter is Black Opium Le Parfum. This is one that I have purchased and repurchased, and I will purchase it again. It is a vanilla, patchouli, coffee, extra dose of vanilla. I can't remember what else, but it's that signature like Black Opium punch of sweetness and sparkliness around you. Very, very feminine, very sweet, but also like a little bit edgy. Not too edgy. I don't know. It just feels beautiful to me. And Black Opium was my wedding fragrance, so it'll always hold a special place in my heart for that reason.
My pick for winter designer is one that kind of actually plays pretty well with the Black Opium Parfum. I think that's kind of fun because we made these lists independently of one another.
Yeah, so that is kind of funny.
That is interesting. But this is Givenchy Gentlemen's Society Eau de Parfum Extreme, which is a bit of a mouthful. This fragrance, again, I think in kind of the same way of the Toomey 19 Degree, is we're in a space of a designer fragrance that isn't necessarily smelling like every designer. Now, granted, is it a woody vanilla dry down? Yes. But this, I'll be honest with you, I blind bought this because I saw mint, coffee, iris, and a sandalwood vanilla dry down. I was like, well, that can't be bad, right? That's impossible. So I blind bought this, and this is something that I have been wearing the crap out of. If you want to talk about versatility, it's a winter fragrance that has kind of these sort of higher concentrated kind of notes where you're talking about, the vanilla, sandalwood, stuff like that. The mint does such a great job. The coffee, the iris. This is blending. Like, if you want to smell a fragrance that is well blended, that's this.
Very smooth texture.
You can pick out the sort of, the iris is there. It's prominent. If you're someone who's like, I'm not really an iris person.
So good.
It's there. You're going to be dealing with that. The mint lifts it up. Mint's great for me in the winter and the cold. I wear this to work. I will wear this if I have like a special event. I would wear something like this if I wanted to. I've worn this walking around in a hoodie, running errands. Which, again, like, this is one of those things. Can it be dressed up? Yeah. Does it probably deserve to be dressed up? Yeah, probably. But I'll rock this in a hoodie and sweatpants walking around. This is fantastic for winter. And this would be one, Austin, if you're kind of off the designers and you're kind of let me know. I'll decant some of this for you. And I think the blending is something that you will appreciate quite a bit. So
I just love the iris. It's so, like, that's such a pretty iris.
Buttery and a little bit of waxiness.
Yeah, that's a good one. We are on our last category, and that is our choices for niche winter fragrance. This has been fun. It's taken a bit longer filming than I expected, but that's totally fine. I've been having a lot of fun talking about these with you.
I figured it would take this long.
Oh, when he and I start yapping about fragrances.
Again, all these videos are just us turning on the camera and talking about the stuff that we normally talk about.
Totally, so. Yeah, it's just us, but with the camera on, so.
And less inappropriateness.
Yeah, I'm cussing a bit less than I normally do. I'm just waiting for my Diet Coke sponsorship.
You're drinking regular Coke.
I know. Yeah, Diet Coke, also Raycon wireless earbuds. I would like a Raycon wireless earbud sponsorship. I can't talk at night.
That's out of all the brands, when it's a fragrance-focused YouTube channel, to jump to Diet Coke and Raycon, that's ambitious.
No, but like Raycon...
That's why I married you. You shoot for the stars.
Well, Raycon is a product that I use every single day. All day at work.
This is not an ad. Stop it.
I also use my Raycon wireless earbuds all day, not only at work, but after work, to listen to my audiobooks, podcasts, and more. I like to keep in touch with my friends and family by calling them using my Raycon wireless earbuds. I have them in multiple colors. I have a backup pair because I use them for business. BuyRaycon.com. See how easy it is? Just hire me, Raycon.
I do. I don't. I use a different brand, but
I'm gonna keep it short and sweet.
Mm-hmm.
My choice for a winter niche fragrance is another rose perfume, surprise, surprise. And that is Roses Vanille by Mancera. And this is a lovely rose fragrance with vanilla and cedarwood at the base. And it's got some lemon up at the top for brightness. This is one of my just favorite perfumes of all time. Recently added to my collection. It was a gift from my husband for Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one that I just fell in love with from the first time I smelled a sample. It's gorgeous. It has a nice scent bubble on my skin. It feels, something that I could wear day to day, but also be dressed up for a nice occasion. Just makes me feel beautiful and confident. I can't ask for much more than that. Kind of cuts through the cold, I think. I think that this would be a bit too rich to wear in the spring or summer or early fall, at least in the climate that we live in. So that's why I've chosen it for my winter niche fragrance.
And for my final pick for winter niche, I'm going with one that is pretty well beloved in the community. Well beloved by me. Well beloved in this house.
Well beloved by me.
Once again, basic bitch house. We have Parfums de Marly Layton. This was a lovely gift from my beautiful wife for Christmas. Probably one of the best, if not the best, gifts that I've received, because I was not expecting this. I asked for Liquid Brune.
He also got that.
I did get that, but I opened this first, which was a surprise to me. Layton. Apple, cardamom, vanilla. Wonderful fragrance. The dry down is dense, vanillic, fluffy. Some woods in there as well. Longevity's crazy. I wore this on the day of my birthday. We were celebrating it today, but yesterday was my birthday, and I had a tournament that I was taking students to. I sprayed this on at 5 a.m. I got home at around
close to 10
9.
p.m.
No, we went to bed at like that. No.
It was almost 10.
Well,
I was looking at the clock.
okay. So closer to 10. 9:30, 10 o'clock, let's say. So sprayed on at 5, 9:30, 10 o'clock. I was still getting whiffs of this coming home. And even when I got home, the vanilla dry down was still extremely present. This is, again, one of those ones where we're talking like versatility. This is dense and... but it's appealing. It's mass appealing. You're not going to scare anybody off with this. People are going to smell you, and you're going to smell great. But this is for me. Like, again, that's the whole thing. Is a lot of these scents, and for both of us, we're not looking to wear fragrances for anybody but ourselves. It's always a plus if we like it on each other.
Absolutely, yeah.
But I wear this, I'm not wearing anything for compliments, okay?
I love how that one smells on him. That's a part of the reason why I got it for him as a gift, but primarily I know that he loves it and he feels good wearing it. So
yes.
That's what's most important. But yes, I love when you wear Leighton.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite men's fragrances of all time.
And I will say, I agree with one of the main sentiments that Ross TLTG Reviews is always kind of talking about. His catchphrase for this one is, it's one of them ones. Leighton clones. I had Detour Noir. Was good.
Pretty good.
Good clone. It didn't really change all that much. The one thing I will say with Leighton, it goes through the stages. And this is one that if you are looking where you're like, I'm looking for different kind of clones and things like that, you've got Detour Noirs, you've got any number of, you've got some ones from Lattafa, you've got some other companies that do similar scents. The real one is what you need to save up for and get. I wholeheartedly believe that.
Totally. I think if you fall in love with the scent of it, if you smell it at the store or smell a sample, I really think it really is one of those ones that any dupe is just not going to hold up to that experience, to that memory. It has this like textural quality to it that is just, it's a sensory experience, and that is one thing that I really just admire about this perfume. So
yeah. And there's definitely nuances that you're going to get out of this that you're not going to get out of the clones. Fantastic. This is one that, yeah, no problem wearing this anywhere during winter. Fall also would be a great option as well.
Much agreed. Cool. Well, that was it. That was a lot of fun. Thank you so much for joining me again, for coming back on the channel.
Well,
I hope you'll come back again.
No, I'll think about it.
Good.
Thank you for having me, and thanks to Austin for the tag. It was a lot of fun kind of talking about these things. Hopefully we kind of, gave you some ideas and variety, because I know you were, again, seriously, like, especially on the Givenchy, if you want to decant this, let me know, because there's more to designer than Valentino.
Absolutely. And to anyone else who wants to participate in this tag, you are welcome. I'm not going to tag any specific person, but if you are watching this and you would like to come up with your 8 choices, go ahead, and you don't need to tag us back, but I would love to see your response. If you'd like to leave your 4 designers and 4 niches, or 4 designers and 4 celebrities, please go ahead and leave that in the comments. I'd love to read it and hear your thoughts. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. I hope that it was entertaining and thought-provoking. Wherever you are, whatever time it is, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care. Bye-bye. Burberry Goddess. Burberry Goddess. #1 women's perfume of the year. Burberry Goddess. That was a lot of fun, Phil.
It's okay.
What? Fight me! Why would you say that?
for that exact reaction. Fight me!
I will fight anyone.
I'll fight anyone over art. Fight anybody over
I'm passionate
Burberry
about the
Goddess.
things that I love. This is why people fight in comment sections. No, I can agree to disagree with acquaintances online, but if my spouse disagrees with me, we've got problems.
It's delightful. I really enjoy it. I like vanilla and lavender.